What's up, everyone? Jowell is here, and welcome back to another webisode on the J Advice Show. So yeah, guys, I know it's been months since my last video. I want to say maybe it's been maybe like 4 months since. I don't remember. I think my last video was in January, I believe. So it's like 6 months then. But yeah, so it's been a long time and everything. I have like done a few vlogs or whatever like that, but those like short vlogs or whatever. So I didn't bother like uploading them. I just decided to just upload them exclusively on Facebook. Like, what's the point? So yeah, so that's the reason why. But cause I thought about it, but like, it's not that long. So what's the point? So I was like, you know what, let me just wait a little bit. And also the reason why I've been taking a while to do a video is because I still have a lot of cleaning to do in my room, whatever like that. I've done a lot of a big amount, pretty much. I did a big amount, but it's another side of the room that I really want to clean up, that I wanted to like start doing my videos at again like I used to do. So in the meantime, I had to start doing it this way again that I used to do back then. Let me try. All right, good. So I'm one frame. Yeah, the thing was just a little bit. I gotta get a new tripod. This thing is like kind of like slanted a little bit. So yeah, so whatever. But yeah, guys, so that's what I'm gonna have to do and everything, so I can finally start doing videos on the other side of the room again. So in the meantime, I'll just have to do it from here and all that good stuff. But yeah, so today I have an interesting topic to talk about and everything. It's pertaining to July 4th, a couple of days ago, and the reason why I'm not interested in it right now, like I haven't been interested in saying anything like positive, I should say, about this country or celebrating his birthday or whatever like that, because there's a lot of shit going on in this world now, especially this country that this country's to blame, I should say, for a lot of the shit going on now, all the current events, everything that's going on. Is one of the reasons why I like really didn't want to like talk, like do it, like haven't really done much videos when it comes to like things going on in today's society, because a lot of it has something to do with politics, and a lot to do with this freaking country and shit like that. But I didn't celebrate the 4th of July and everything like that. I want to say I don't really celebrate it, but this is like one of the years I really didn't mention it at all or whatever like that. My friend had mentioned it to me or whatever, but I told him straight up how I felt, because he told me like how he felt about it. He understands this country's not perfect or whatever like that, the government, but he's still happy to be here and we got freedom here and all the other stuff he was talking about. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on all of this and everything, because like, look what's going on in the world now. Look at this freaking evil damn dictator we have in office. Real quick, actually, about that, because I don't think I didn't get to talk about that, because last time I did a video on here, I remember I was talking good. I was talking good about the president. I was talking good and everything like that. And I remember when I did that video, I think it was last year, no, the year before that, during the election time and everything, when I did a quick vlog when me and my friend went to go vote for this idiot that we have in office now. And it's crazy like how everything has just changed, and like how quickly I changed, and like how I can't stand this guy. I freaking hate him, and I did the wrong thing I did. Wrong thing I did with voting for him. But then again, who else was gonna have? Kamala, like, really? So both were bad. Both were bad picks. So either way, we couldn't escape this one. But I like I told my friend like every day, like, I regret ever voting for this dude. And that's just the reason why I don't vote. Like, I don't listen to these politicians, whatever like that, because during his rally he said all this shit, but look what he's doing now. He's doing all the opposite, whatever like that. So he fooled all of us and everything like that. And I told him never again. Never again. This is why I don't like voting at all, because you get these people in office, and they do something or tell you something different that they originally never said or whatever like that. So it's just crazy, because I, like, real quick before I even continue on July 4th, because I forgot to talk about this, well, there's something I want to talk about for a while. I just haven't done a video in a while, but like, I like all the things I've said in past videos, I do apologize now. So yeah, because the whole time I was like defending this guy and everything, I was defending MAGA, and a lot of videos I'm talking about like liberal. I hate liberals too, by the way. So don't think I'm on either side, because that's another thing I don't like now with this MAGA cult. Is like, if you're against anything that Trump does, they automatically say you're liberal. And now a new thing is now they don't call you liberal anymore. They now call you a communist, socialist, or a communist now. So it's like, if you disagree with this guy, and if you're for supporting poor people and whatever like that, for us living better, like better living conditions and stuff like that, and you're mad about that and calling us communists, like, really? Like, who do you think is the bad people here? So yeah, so that's a new thing for these MAGA fools all these people call them maggots and everything like that. It's like everything now is socialist many communists now. Instead of liberalism is now communism. So yeah, but I really regret all the stuff I said and everything, my past videos and everything. And but I'm not gonna delete them. I'm gonna keep them for you guys to see how I pretty much evolved or whatever like that. Because like I didn't expect all this stuff to happen. I didn't expect all this to happen. But like I said, I don't like both sides. I'm not on either side of it. But yeah, but when it comes to these communists that they call them, I do like support a lot of the things that they want, especially when it comes to helping more poor people and taxing more the rich people and all that shit, and punishing more the rich people, because that's a good thing in my eyes. A lot of these rich people now, rich politicians and corporations or whatever like that, is ruining a lot of shit in this world now and everything like that, especially with this AI garbage and all this shit, which is another thing he's pushing big on. Trump is on AI, and then how they want to have all these freaking data centers building all over the damn world. I mean, all over the damn country, destroying the world, and everything like that. There's resources, everything like that. Like, something needs to be done with that shit. I'm not happy with that. But yeah, but very soon you're probably gonna hear some things going on with that. Probably people gonna try to like blow them up or whatever like that. But they need to stop this. Stop this AI crap. So don't build these stuff. Stop ruining the world. Stop ruining the planet and everything like that. And try to make this country good again, because he hasn't done that. So yeah, he hasn't done that. I guess you could say this all ties into what I'm talking about 4th of July. So this is gonna say that this is what the topic is now. So we're just gonna tie all these two things in instead of doing two separate videos to talk about everything all at once. But so in my old videos, I supported him, defended him, and everything like that. Did videos in 2024 going to vote for him, all this other shit I was doing, and now I highly regret everything. So I do apologize for that. So yeah, so disregard all my other videos that I made in the past talking good about him and speaking up for MAGA and all this shit, because I don't agree with nothing they're doing right now. Nothing. Well, maybe, is there anything? Well, actually, no. There's nothing they're doing right now. The only big thing that I know a lot of us voted for him on is the mass deportation, which he hasn't been doing. Like, I'm all for it, but I'm not, like, I do agree with what the people are saying that's against him and MAGA and whatever like that. I do understand what they're saying, where I don't get why you're taking these people off the streets, whatever, and putting them in detention centers for God knows how long, where a lot of them are getting sick or whatever like that, or dying from not getting the proper medical attention or whatever like that. I don't get that shit, because wasn't it different like when Obama was doing it, when he did his crazy mass deportation? Was he just getting them out, like just arresting them, whatever like that, putting them on the flight, first thing in the morning and flying them back to their countries? I don't understand why, with Trump's, I'm just gonna call it his regime, since you're always calling other countries regime and all this shit like that, when this country's freaking evil. The politicians that we have, this administration, but and everything like that, it's just not, all these damn evil people, they're evil, they're bad. I mean, this is an evil regime. He'll talk about other people, but he's been putting them in detention centers. I don't know why. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Why are you holding them in there? Why not just arrest them and fly them out? Well, what's the problem with that? So yeah, so that's the only big thing like I have supported him on, which he didn't really do much of. And the only thing he's been doing, like I said, is just putting them in detention centers, and that's it. So yeah, so far nothing he's doing I like. Nothing he's doing I support. One of the big things that he's done, and why I quickly switch sides. Well, not really switch sides. I'm not on neither side right now, to be honest. People need to think for themselves. I'm tired of this left versus right shit or whatever like that. But yeah, people just need to think for themselves, and I'm one of those people that's thinking for myself. Too smart for that. I'm not taking sides because both sides are bad. Like I said, Democrats and Republicans are bad. But he went on, his rallies and whatever like that, and constantly talking about how, he would bring peace to the world and everything, and no more new wars, and he could have stopped, current wars going on, that shit. And look what happened, look what happened. So that's the reason why I just changed, my whole perspective, everything of him just changed, and I just despise him. Mainly the first thing he did in Venezuela and everything, that a lot of people saying that he kidnapped Maduro and his wife and everything, and have them in some cell here, actually, in New York. and everything like that. And that's where I was like, yeah, this I can't. I'm done with this dude. I'm done with this dude because what he did was wrong. And not only that, but before he did that, he was constantly had this other idiot. What's his name? Pete Hegseth. I can't stand that guy at all. But he had him like because he's in charge. I think Secretary of Defense or whatever like that. He has he had the troops like well the airship, the aircraft carrier, whatever they had, in the Caribbean, blowing up on these random boats, talking about there was bringing in drugs into the country when a lot of them was this innocent civilians, fishermen or whatever like that. It was just killing and everything. And I was like, wow, like they're really like what? Like this is crazy. Whatever happened to like arresting people where they could like have like a fair trial or whatever like that. You just killing people just like that. Like yeah, and after that I was like yeah, like I don't support nothing this guy's doing now, and I don't support the shit at all. And then after that, now here we come with the whole war in Iran right now. That's still going on to this day. It's been going on since what, the ending of February. So look how long it's been going on. And ever since that, inflation's been high. Gas has been higher. What else? Food, all that stuff is just more expensive now because it's fucking idiot, So yeah, just ruined it, and then on top of that, ruined it for me and stuff like that. Like I had a lot of plans I wanted to do, and travel and everything like that. And this guy is he fucked it up, making it a little bit more difficult for me now and everything. And that's another reason why I can't stand this country and why I didn't celebrate 4th of July, because for the past 6 years, ever since 2019, this fucking country has ruined my life. They have had like all these different obstacles in my way. First it was with COVID, and after that they wanted to push you to take some freaking poison to start working again, or to go out and enjoy yourself or whatever like that. So all these years gone from my life or whatever like that, and I'm older now. I lost 6 years of my life when I had a lot of plans after 2019, and this country ruined it for me. Because a lot of other countries wasn't doing that. It was mainly like the first world countries that was more pushing it, where they like pretty much had you on lockdown or whatever like that. You just had like your rights stripped, your freedom, your freedom was just stripped from you or whatever like that. You couldn't do certain things unless you first like you have to go out with a mask on, and you have to take the damn poison jabs that they wanted to give you, like 3 or 4 of them and all this shit. So yeah, before you can actually go out and actually do something and everything. So, and it's just ruined it for a lot of people. Before, everything was good with me, like in 2019 I was working at Walgreens. I had a lot of fun there and everything. It was some good times and everything, making good money there and everything like that. Me at the time I was full-time, which I'm not interested in doing anymore. So yeah, my current job. But cause I did that for so many years. Like you don't want to like continue living your life just working and working and working. You want to enjoy your life while you're young, right? So yeah, so but I was making good money that time and everything. I had all my plans set. Went to DR the first time in my life finally in 2019, everything like that, and I already had a blast. Then I went again in 2020 during this whole shit with I don't know if you can. I'm pretty sure you can say it now, but I'm still just gonna say C19 when this whole shit happened and everything. And I went again. It wasn't the best as it was in 2019 because his brother was an asshole when I went over there, and he's just changed a lot. So I don't even talk to him anymore. But just a lot of shit happened that year when I went there, and he just pissed me off, and I was like, what, I'm just going home and everything like that. I didn't even stay the rest of the thing and my vacation over there and stuff. I just left up like abruptly and everything without telling him and everything. So yeah, so I know ever since that he had a little thing against me because I just left like that. But I'm like, whatever, So yeah, it was the reason why. But but anyways, I had all my plans set. I had everything set after that. Like, I was gonna, ever since 2019, I'd said like, I'm gonna always have money put aside so I can go to DR and I can travel around. Even other countries I had in mind. A lot of things I had planned out, to do while I was still in my 20s or late 20s or whatever like that. So yeah. And now things is just ruined. Past 6 years I haven't got to do anything, and I blame this country for that. So yeah, so I blame these freaking these politicians and shit that ruined it for me. Pretty much fucked up my life. And ever since, like, things haven't really improved for me. I mean, yeah, I'm working now, but it's not much. I'm not making anything really there. And on top of that, even if I wanted to try and save, it's kind of hard to do that when when things are super expensive now in the supermarkets. What's it? No, well, not really the supermarket as much, but as like I'm talking about other things as a whole. Like a lot of bills I have to pay and all this shit I have debt and all this stuff. It's like there's too much going on in this world now, and it's like I feel like in this country all you do is live to just pay bills. You work pay bills until you're like 50, 60 years old or whatever like that, and then that's it. Like, who wants to live a life like that? You know? So that's why I understand what a lot of people, like a lot of people around me that I know, is either it's just only they prefer just to just work the rest of their lives and that's it and pay bills, or there's the ones that just prefer to, like, at a young age just like start having families and shit. So that makes it even worse. And like, I don't want to knock anybody. I want to, like, because whoever's watching this, like, which is not gonna be many of people from the old crew, the amigos and stuff. But I see a lot of them like on Facebook and shit, like they'll have families and stuff. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, guys, like, dude, like, girl, like, I feel like these are the times you shouldn't. These are times not to have kids or whatever like that. Like, this is a whole different era and everything like that. It's not the same when, you know, with our parents, you know, that had us during those times. Like I feel like the best times like having kids in this country was like probably like the 80s, 90s, maybe the early 2000s. Anything past that, it's like, nah, it's like you just gonna struggle. You know, like, things are not the same in this world anymore. Like I said, with things more expensive now because this idiot with his wars going on and all this other shit he's been doing, making things more expensive here, this is a hard time to really have kids, you know. And on top of that, you know, especially for people that, you know, a lot of people who have kids at these young ages, like, you just ruin your life. Like, just try to have fun or whatever. You know, when the time comes, you can have one. There's no rush for that. But, you know, I'm just happy I've never been one of those people anyways. I'm happy to, like, still enjoy my life while I'm still young and everything like that. And continue doing, you know, fun things. I wouldn't have been able to do this stuff if I had kids or married or whatever like that. I like having that more freedom or whatever like that, and less responsibilities. That's me, honestly. I guess some people like that, you know, but I guess people don't like having money because, you know, like I said, it's very, very expensive now to have kids, as opposed to back then or whatever like that. And that's the years I miss. It's like, we're not gonna get those years back. I don't see that ever coming back, even if we have like a better president or whatever like that, or there was no wars or whatever going on. Still not gonna get those years back. Like, every time I gotta say this, I don't know if I've said it on here in previous videos months ago or years ago, or maybe I have. I'm pretty sure I have said it a few times, but I've always been saying this. I say this constantly on Facebook when Facebook always recommends a lot of my Facebook memories and I always post it. I always say, like, these are the years we're not gonna get back. Like 2019, I feel like I still say to this day is the last year of like life, I would say. Like, I feel like what was going on now, we're living in some dream, like, and I still think we'll just wake up one day and we'll be back in 2019 and continue on the right path or whatever, the right timeline, because things is just weird. That's all I gotta say. It's just weird and it doesn't feel right and everything like that. I've been saying this all the time on Facebook. I say it to my friend all the time. He probably thinks I'm crazy or whatever like that, but I don't think things are right, like, real right now. It's just strange. This is strange to me. I don't know. It's hard to really say it, but I'm not going crazy, all right? But yeah, it's just strange. That's all I gotta say. Like, something's just not right, and I don't think we'll ever get to the bottom of it. But yeah, going forward, it's like, if we're like in some sort of simulation or whatever like that, like wake me up when we're back in the right timeline or whatever, you know. But things are just not the same anymore. This is not the time to, like, you know, focus on kids or family, like, you know, raising a family. Like, this is the worst time for that shit in this country, especially in this country. The worst. And like I said, I'm not knocking anybody who has kids right now. Whoever's watching this, any of the people from the old crew is watching this, whatever, might not like what I have to say, but I'm not knocking you guys for it. You know, I'm not saying it. I'm just saying it's not really a good time for that stuff. But I mean, hey, if you guys want that, then go right ahead, you know, and hopefully things going good with you guys, you know. So yeah, and I wish you all the best. But yeah, so, but like, back to that, what's it with the wars and all this stuff, like I mean, well, before that, like, when I talk about my life, you know, like, he like, everything is just ruined. And like, for the past 6 years, this has been like a mess with everything with me, and it just hasn't really recovered. I mean, I haven't really recovered from it, and I blame this country for that. So I'm just, like, really happy. So why should I be celebrating him? You know, celebrating a bunch of freaking, you know, criminals that, you know, all they do is like to go to war. Like even people on Twitter said the same thing. Like, this country's like 250 years old, and like how much is it? Like, pretty much like majority of his life it's just been in wars. There's been endless wars or whatever like that. I think they said this country's been like over 60 wars or whatever like that. So like 93% of his life has just been wars, you know. So, like, going around bombing countries left and right, which is still doing now and everything like that, and regime chains and all this shit, democracy, this and that. Like, come on, like, fuck that. Fuck that. Not every country, not every, like, population has to be the same, like, this messed up country and this messed up population, these citizens, whatever like that, how Americans act or whatever like that. And it goes back to my friends about the whole freedom thing. I'm like, honestly, I see that as a bad thing. Yeah, even a lot of people said that as well. Like, having too much freedom is a bad thing, because look at what's going on here. Look, all the high crime and all the other shit going on. I know a lot of people on Twitter was been talking about this, and I agree with it. They like, look at it, like, all the freedom you have here. Like, that's why a lot of people don't like want like serious jobs anymore, to be doctors or whatever like that. Everyone wants OnlyFans and all that shit. And I said that's true. That is very true. Like, a lot of these women now is like this freaking prostitutes, like hoes and shit. Even dudes too, OnlyFans and this and that. They need to get rid of that shit. Like, that stuff is just messing up the whole like generation and stuff like that. To like pretty much raise prostitutes at early ages and shit like that. And it's just dirty. So yeah, like whores and everything like that. While in these other countries, like the ones that they bomb, like Iran, these people, they're women or whatever like that, are smart, they're educated, they go to school or whatever, they're doctors or whatever like that, nurses or whatever like that. And while over here, majority of the females we have is our younger generation, they're just freaking sluts, or they just hang out on the street corners all day, with their friends or whatever like that. Well, not really hang out on street corners, because women don't really do that as much as the dudes. But yeah, like, just talking about men, this and that, or whatever like that. Can't keep a man or whatever like that. Drinking or smoking, all that shit. Yeah, too much freedom. Yeah, too much. So I see that as a bad thing. And the thing is, what a lot of people said they don't like is that they always want regime change, because they want these countries to be like a little America, where their people are also poisoned or whatever like that. Western propaganda and all that shit, like how this country is. So yeah, and I always told them, like, everyone always wants to come here. I told my friends, like, all these countries, especially since we're right close to the Caribbean, pretty much, like literally right there next door to us or whatever like that. Everybody from the Caribbean always want to come here. Like, my people, from DR and shit. Everyone wants to come here. Two reasons why. I was telling you, two reasons why the people from these countries always want to be here is, number one, more freedom, because they know that they can't get away with the shit that they do here in their country, because they will be in jail or whatever like that, or shot dead, because the police don't play in these countries, especially in DR. I know that because I've been a few times, and I see a lot of them walking around with like shotguns and shit in their hand. You can't do that. You see cops doing that here? And then number two is for the money and everything like that, which I understand, but it shouldn't always be about money. I feel like that's just something a lot of people just like, that's all in their head. Like, I feel like if that's all you're thinking about is just money, 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 that's gonna be a downfall of you. Like, they say money's the root of all evil, and it's true or whatever like that. So why not stay in your own country and try to help build it up in the economy? Why are you coming to another country to help it get richer? Why you pretty much don't really have nothing, And then the only ones I really see that's like make it out to be something, like the ones that like politicians, which of course is thieves as well, and rob the poor, and that's the reason why they get rich or whatever like that. Or if you like some celebrity or whatever like that, So yeah, so I like, that's the two reasons why people like coming here. Like, I like this so many other countries you go to. Why people love coming here, especially here in New York. Always love to come here, and this is freaking annoying. Like, I don't like that at all. And on top of that, it's already overcrowded as it is in this freaking state, and you got more and more of these damn people coming in, just making it worse, But yeah, so I don't see positives with that. And I even told my friend, like, I'm the opposite. I would much rather live in a third world country, as long as I more care about being happy and healthy and finally getting what I want over the money. So yeah, that's what I more care about. And if I had the money and able to like find ways to invest my money, whatever like that, where I don't really have to work again, yeah, I'll be in these countries, relax and chill, whatever like that, because at least I'll be able to, be able to buy food or whatever like that. When I'm not saying to be rich, of course, and not saying to have a lot of money, just just a little bit of money where, of course I can just still be out there to relax and just chill and not have to work anymore, just, enjoy my life, be happy or whatever like that, but it's not always about the money, but that's all they really care about. But yeah, but I'd gladly go to these countries and live and be happy and stuff like that, But yeah, but anyways, back to what I was saying with 4th of July. That's the reason why I'm not gonna be. That's why I didn't celebrate this year, because what's it to be happy about? What's it to celebrate about? Celebrate for, like, country that just constantly just killing, bombing and killing innocent people all over the world all the time. Regime change left and right for what? They're installing puppets to just listen to their masters here, crazy evil white people in suits here that is once like, you know, the neo-colonialism mindset and whatever like that. Like, these damn gringos. Nope. You see what they're doing in Venezuela right now, stealing all their resources and shit. So yeah, so who would want that in the countries? You know, so yeah, so now who would be happy? I'm not happy here. I hate it here. And before it wasn't even like that. Before I would say, well, I wouldn't really say I loved it, but even back then in the 2010s, I'll say, oh, I like it. I liked it here. You know, and then now it's like, yeah, I can't stand it here. You know, so yeah, a lot of things needs to be changed. We need a different regime change, like people have said online. And I want my 6 years back. That's what I want. I want my 6 years back from this country. I want that. So yeah, and I want to be compensated some way for that, because what they did after 2019 was wrong and everything like that. And yeah, and then that's it. But yeah, guys, so my little long story and everything like that. And good thing I did a long video anyways, because since it's been a long time, so it would suck to like come back after like 6 months and just do one short video and that's it, I'm done. You know, so yeah, so because I had a lot to talk about. You gotta see whoever's watching this, I had a lot to talk about. I need to still like consistently post on here more, like upload videos more on here and try to like promote it more like how I used to, so I can start getting some traffic back here like I used to do back in the days when I first started this channel in the 2010s. I need to start doing that again. Yeah, and just continue. There's other videos I have in mind to do, dance videos, all that other stuff I would love to do, comedy videos, all that stuff I want to do. It's just I need to do some more cleaning my room, and also because of a lot of things going on in the world right now in my life. It's like sometimes I be like thinking a lot, and I need to like kind of try to like, you know, fight that, think more positive instead of negative. Like hopefully things will just get better and everything, and I can finally start doing things in my life that I had originally planned before this country fucked it up. You know, but and continue from there, you know. But like I said, we're not getting those years back. Like I said, 2019, last best year of life, and then that's it. And now we just have to make the best of it, I guess. You know. But yeah, and that's it. So there's my little story, my big explanation of why I didn't celebrate this year 4th of July. And also, you know, my apology for my past videos when I supported these idiots. It's crazy cult that just kisses this guy's ass and you know, just, you know, had this guy's cock in their mouth, you know, 24/7, and it just pretty much agrees with everything this criminal is doing in office and needs to be in jail. But yeah, yeah, and that's that. You know, so I like this little story here and everything, and just pretty much want to just jam pack everything all into one and all that good stuff. So yeah, guys, so that's my thoughts on what's going on in this country, my thoughts on what's going on in the world and in life itself. So yeah, so a lot of people not gonna like what I said, but I don't give a shit. You know, I don't give a shit. I'm always a person that always speaks my mind. I've been doing that on the channel for years, with not only on the channel but in real life, not only on here on camera, but even with friends and everything. I've always just been real or whatever like that, and don't try to like sugarcoat things or whatever like that, and or hide things, you know. So yeah, that's how I've always been. So in a way, this is me ranting and also venting as well and everything, getting all out, you know, because you know, sometimes I don't really have certain people to talk to about these things, or sometimes like they don't really like share the same like mindset as me. So yeah, so it's kind of like going through deaf ears or whatever like that. But yeah, so I rather just sometimes talk about on here, because like I said, that was originally what this channel was about, for me to like totally rant about things in life and stuff like that. But yeah, then it kind of like shifted into doing other things on here. But I just haven't done a video like this in a very long time. But yeah, guys, anyway, that's it. Enough talking and everything. So yeah, so whoever's watching or whatever like that, which is not much, but whoever's watching, you know, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think and everything. Like what's going on in the world right now, what's gonna happen in the future of this world, what do you guys think about this country right now, do you agree, everything. And like I said, both sides are evil, left and right. I'm not on either side, but I already know that, because since I'm against what this MAGA code is doing, the maggots or the idiots are doing, they're automatically gonna see me as somebody from the left. But yeah, it is whatever. It is what it is. Hey guys, hope you guys enjoyed this webisode, and I'll see you guys next time for another one. Peace.